Don't take it personally, Robert.
What happened?
It's results. There wasn't enough time for COVID results.
He can do it. Can he do it from there?
Those guys haven't been cleared yet.
Damn it.
They're in the parking lot.
Collins was trying to get everybody up at him.
Yeah, I was trying to make this a one-on-one. Sarah didn't quite go along with the plan.
Well, good morning. All right, I'll go through this injury list real quick. So, sorry. Okay. George Fant, knee, Rankin's knee, Isaiah Dunn, non-COVID illness will all be out of practice today. Not worried about Fant or Rankins for the game. Isaiah, I think he'll be fine too. So, good news front, we are getting Coleman back, MC1, MC2, Croft, and Huff. So that's good. And everyone else should be, and we're also getting Wesco back. So that's good. And then on a sad note, but it's good for him, Josh Johnson was just poached by the Ravens. So really excited for him and his opportunity. He deserves it, one of the elite pros in this league.
Is Mike White back off COVID?
You know, he's actually dealing with another illness, so it's non-COVID, but he hasn't been able to get up to speed with his cardiovascular to clear all that. So we're day to day with him.
And just to be, so your others on the COVID list are Cashman, Justin Hardy, and Jeff Smith. Did they remain on the list?
It's just Hardy and Jeff Smith. Cashman, he's on IR. Yeah, I'm sorry. And then obviously Mike White is still there because of he hasn't been able to clear the cardiovascular part with the new illness.
Do you anticipate any other players going on, to the best of your knowledge right now?
No, we're clearing all the. We have a lot of flu cases going around, but everything is non-COVID. So we've done a really good job with virtual meetings this morning. They're actually in transit right now to get to the facility for walkthrough and practice.
Robert, how scary is it when you look around the league and see what's happening right now in Cleveland and other places?
No, it is. It's you never want the amount of guys that are out. I think for the Rams and for the we're all in the same. I lived it last year with one of our Thursday night games where half the team was basically out. But it's not an ideal situation, but it adds to the amount of caution that we all need to take with hygiene, washing our hands, being masked up, and all that stuff. So I think you're seeing a lot of the teams starting to go virtual here, and I bet by the end of next week most of them will be. So.
Are you doing any other precautions, or just that right now?
That right now is the best we can do in terms of.
Is this the first week you've done it?
Yeah.
Is it a little easier this year, Robert, than last year? It's December, not the meetings are meetings, but like you guys have already had a lot of team bonding and things like that.
Yeah, it's it's unfortunate they're used to it because of the circumstances, but being able to slip right into it, I think it's seamless.
Do you have any update on Makai Beck in the weekly question?
No update.
Then the other weekly question is, so now the calendar moves again, so now it would be, if he's out for this week, that's 3 games. Has your thought process changed at all about, him coming back this season? No,
I'm still hopeful, but obviously we are getting down the crunch time. So, if he makes it, awesome. If not, it goes back to George and Morgan. They've been absolutely phenomenal this year, and we haven't skipped a beat. So it just really credit to those two and the way they've been able to work.
With Michael Carter, the running back, is he going through? Are you anticipating he's going to play this week?
He's playing.
He's going to play.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
With George in particular, just what has he shown you? He came in with the job that it was when Morgan came in to compete. Now he's playing well at left tackle, and just what has he shown you this year doing what he's done?
What he's shown is that give an athletic man a home, and he's going to get better every week, right? And he's gotten better every week. Obviously, he'll even tell you there's still things that he can get better at, but the level of consistency he's provided at that position, which is such a crucial spot for the quarterback, very minimal in terms of he's just been so consistent and he's gotten better every week. So he's proven that if you just give him a home instead of bouncing him around, he can be pretty good. And he's every bit of deserving of any accolade he does get, and really excited to work with him moving forward.
Because when Mackay went down, that's, I mean, that position, like you said, I mean, it's a.
There was, everyone was a little worried, because you don't know. You have faith in the guy, with George, with his athleticism, but you never know. And he's absolutely slammed the door shut on any worries with that spot.
Robert, what's the chess match like when you play a team pretty close together in a season, about a month since you played Miami, where it's like, okay, are they gonna do what we saw in November against us, or now do you start thinking, no, they're gonna switch it up and do something else? Like, what's that kind of the game planning like there?
You always have your core principles with regards to what you are, the identity of what your football team is, and I don't think that will change. But there's always going to be wrinkles. There's going to be stuff that we've shown on tape over the last 4 weeks that teams have been able to exploit on us. There's going to be things that teams have done to them that have exploited them also. But to balance that within the identity of who you are, with adding a couple of wrinkles that you haven't seen yet, and you can see that they have kind of shifted, at least from an offensive standpoint, with their identity. Defensively, they've been playing lights out. And credit to them, they've just really settled down with what their core system is. They haven't, very similar. It seems like they've really simplified it, but kept it complex all at the same time. So yeah, there's going to be nuances. There's little tricks. There's little wrinkles here and there, but the identities don't change.
What did you see from little Michael this past weekend?
He did a nice job. He was obviously engaged and all that. He ran well. It's like I've said up here before, I always challenge backs. If the offensive line blocks it for 5, can you find 8? Can you find 9? Can you find an explosive? If they block it for -2, can you get back to the line of scrimmage? Can you get more than what it's blocked for? That's the job. That's the definition to me of a good back. And so LaMichael ran hard. He did some good things, and it's obviously a good week to build off of.
Given the style of defense that Miami plays, what specifically would you be looking for from Zach on Sunday?
Post-snap recognition. It's they'll hang in there. They show you something pre-snap. They pop out post-snap, and they're quick to change. And he does a really good job recognizing things post-snap. It's just all the things we've talked about with tempo, his eyes, not overanalyzing the play, just take space when it's given to you. And the beautiful thing about our system is that it really doesn't matter what the opponent does. It's work through your progressions. When you see space, take it. And it's, in layman's terms, that's as simple as it gets. Obviously, it's more complex than that, but trying to keep it simple. So really, it's going to be all about post-snap.
Robert, when you talk about his eyes, you took on Monday the accuracy, eye placement. Could you kind of explain that in layman's terms a little bit more?
Yeah. So it's when you're working through progression properly, and when you're on time with your eyes. So offensive guys will say you read with your feet. So as your eyes are working in conjunction with your feet, you can get your feet set and deliver the ball with accuracy, just like you're built to do. When your eyes are moving faster or slower than your feet, your eyes are misplaced, and when they're not tied together, the ball can be a little inaccurate. So you see it sometimes where, clean pocket, his feet aren't all there. It's because his eyes aren't totally in sync with his feet. And that first half against Philadelphia, it was like clockwork. I mean, everything was working together, and that's where, we look at some of the accuracy stuff. We're not worried about it. It's just a matter of getting reps and slowing himself down and timing up his feet and his eyes together, and all of it will kind of sink in together, like it did against Philadelphia.
Will you assign someone, quarterback, to the practice squad with kind of what's going on right now, and you're losing Josh?
Yeah, it just happened 5 minutes ago, so I'll get up there and be able to talk to Joe here in a minute. We do have 3 quarterbacks, which is the perfect number in my mind.
Mike's still not here.
With Mike, hopefully we can get Mike by the end of the week, but we'll see. It's as of now, knock on wood, we're keeping our quarterbacks completely away from each other. So there's no close contacts, keeping everybody away from each other. So we're being smart in that regard. But yeah, it's something to talk about.
Could be James Morgan 3.0.
James Morgan, I mean, I think he's with somebody right now, but we've I'm not sure. I've got to find out.
Robert, when you have a player like Mims, a young guy who gets benched for the second half, like, I'm sure he didn't love it. I'm sure maybe it hurt his pride or whatever. What do you look for from him the following week and how he reacts to something like that?
One of the big things I think that get away from sports nowadays, and call me old school, I don't know, but the best players in every professional sport work their tails off. And when something doesn't go their way, they are to the pedal. They are absolutely all gas, and it's And so what you're looking for is a young man to bounce back with confidence and be demonstrative in the fact that he needs to be on the football field. And not demonstrative by yelling, but demonstrative by your actions on the practice field, and demonstrative in meeting rooms, and how you're engaged and locked in the practice and all that stuff. And to Mimsy's credit, he's done that. So I want to make sure I'm not alluding to the fact that he hasn't done that. It's just he came back from a couple of weeks of illness, wasn't the cleanest week, and it just wasn't a good clean first half for him. And for him to come back, bounce back, no one's lost faith in him. You guys know me, I've said it a million times. Players are 3 years, and you give him 3 years and he'll figure it out. But you also you've got to reciprocate and kind of grind, and I think Mimsy will do that.
Robert, is there any challenge to playing in 81 degrees on Sunday when you guys haven't been in that in a few months?
There's going to be a challenge. It's no different than a summer team or a southern team coming up during the cold. But you just got to be cognizant of hydration this week and make sure everyone wants to hydrate the day of. You hydrate the week of, and because it takes 48 hours for your body to kick in with hydration. So just being cognizant and preparing now, and especially on the plane ride, and making sure that you're very aware of what you're putting into your body, and then you go down there and you go play ball.
Take a couple more.
And Bryce, go ahead. I know, you want to win, obviously, but when you're going through this, how much do you embrace the challenge of making sure that the message is the same and that the players believe that this is going to turn around, that you have to keep pushing that?
Messaging to me, and it's not to be stubborn, but it doesn't change. Whether obviously we want to win, but it's so process oriented and so just focus on the moment. Bring your best version of yourself every day. Results will take care of itself. But at the same time, helping players understand what's at stake, right? And so the month of December football is different. It is different in terms of being in the hunt, getting ready to play for a chance to go get into the dance and play for a championship like that. That is a big deal. And to understand that Miami's in the playoff hunt, like they're bringing a different style than we saw a few weeks ago. It's going to be different, and to understand the intensity level and feel that intensity level, capture that intensity level, and embrace it, because we're going to be in these positions for years to come, and we're going to be in December playing meaningful games. So it's really exciting for these next 4 games, because it doesn't matter that we're already eliminated, because there's still a lot of things that we can learn, because like I said, we're going to be in these positions. We're going to have a lot more wins than we do now, and these games are going to be meaningful. And so what can we learn from all of this moving forward?
We talk about building a foundation. There's certain positions in particular that are crucial. Quarterback, obviously, left tackle, cornerback, when you have a number 1 corner. Now, has Bryce Hall kind of showed that he could be that guy, he could be a foundation piece moving forward?
I think a lot of guys have. You look at the secondary. Bryce Hall, obviously that's your question, so I'll answer it on him. He's done a really nice job. Now he's got to get better at some things, and he knows it, especially as it pertains to zone eyes and all that stuff. His man-to-man skills have been really good. He's long, he's strong, he's athletic. So he's got a lot of stuff. He's only a second-year player, and he's only going to get better, especially a guy like him who's so aggressive at the line of scrimmage. When we get our pass rushers on the edges back, and you got a guy like Carl Lawson, and Bryce Huff is back this week, and whatever happens, it's all, like guys like Bryce Hall just take off, because their aggression leads to interceptions and all that. So that would be his next step, finding the ball and finding a way to make quarterbacks pay for when they throw it at them. And so he's taken a really nice step, and for him, again, I won't say he's there yet, but he's got a chance.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.